Here is a tutorial on how I do my daily Gothic Lolita makeup look. I first applied zinc to my face and then put my white foundation on.
Here we go.
Now that I look perfectly pasty, it's time to move on. I'm using this medium-sized brush and a lighter shade of gray to start the contouring. For the nose, I need it to look very slim and narrow. Starting from the bottom, I work my way up and I blend as I go.
Okay.
Blend, blend, blend. So to create the shadow from my nose to my eyelids, I blend from my bridge to just above my upper eyelids. Continuing the shadow, I blend slightly above my eyelids past my eyes and never connecting to where I will draw my eyebrows.
Oh
I
yes.
lightly brush just slightly over my cupid's bow and under the bottom of my lips. First I define my eyelid, making a sharp line in the crease, also connecting to the nose contour slightly. To define my nose contour more, I start at the bottom and I make a bit of a U shape, and I follow the light contour in the middle of my nose.
Okay.
Now I further outline the shadow above my lip and the shadow below it. Here I make a sort of M shape on the top lip. I make sure to blend it well.
Good.
After brushing a line down the bottom of my lip, I use a new brush and this pinkish shade. I draw slightly outside of my natural ends of my lips to create an upwards curl. Now I use the same brush and color to create larger carnicles to both my eyes, as I will be making my eyes look bigger. I cannot go this far into the video without having some eyebrows. And so I am drawing some simple, thin eyebrows onto my face. Back to eyes. With the gray color and the sharp brush, I'm creating lines below my eyelids, connecting them under my waterline slightly. Then I follow my natural eye bags with the brush. Blending underneath. I almost forgot to define the ends of my upper eyelids, and I'm just doing that now, and then I add more to my eye bags. Now I use a different smaller brush and this white eyeshadow. I brush along the upper and inner corner of my eyelids and around the carnicle. Here I'm just defining the eye bags more on the inner side. Back to the first bigger brush, I'm using the gray to very lightly go inside the eye bags, as well as along the outer corner of my eyelids. I now use this pink lipstick to lightly go over everything. Also very lightly applying a little bit over my cupid's bow and blending it down on the bottom edges. For a bit of shine, I'm using a small white brush to just put 2 little dots of white on my bottom lip. I use the same white to create a shine on my nose, starting from the bottom, adding a bit to the middle. On to the mascara. For me, it's the hardest part.
Oh no!
I follow the outline of my enlarged carnacle, and then I outline carefully along my lids. I mess this up twice. At the end of my lid, I go down, and to connect the bottom, I go under my waterline. I remember to leave space at the very end. Here's me messing up and getting mad.
You suck!
Phew! The hardest part is done.
Oh yes.
Hold on, I still need that. Now we have to create small wings. When this part is finished, I move on to create fake bottom lashes. On these lashes, I go ever so lightly because I don't want it to take away from the drama of the rest of the eye makeup. Here is a bit of a scary close-up so that you can see the detail. It is lash time. I now just put on my false lashes. There you go. And this is the final results of my daily makeup. Sometimes it takes longer. It usually does. I like it.
ありがとうございました。